Maya sits at her kitchen table at 9:47 in the morning. Her phone is face up beside a mug of coffee she has not touched. She is waiting for a phone call, not a work call, not a friend, a call from a doctor's office in a low-rise building 3 towns over, where sometime in the last 4 days, a technician looked at cells taken from her mother's body and wrote down a word. That word will be spoken to Maya at some point today. She does not know when. She reaches for the coffee. It is cold. She looks at the clock on the microwave. 9:48. 1 minute has passed. It felt like 10. Why waiting feels longer than it is? There is a moment, one you have lived, maybe today, maybe an hour ago, where a single minute of your life expanded into something the size of a small room. And another moment, the same length that folded so small you cannot find it in your memory. Both were 60 seconds. One of them is not 60 seconds inside you. We're going to figure out why. And what we find will change the way you feel about the wait for the elevator, the hold music on a customer service line, the 17 minutes between when a text is delivered and when it is read. By the end, you will not be able to stand in a slow line the same way again. Try this. Set a timer for exactly 60 seconds. Then stare at it. Just stare. Nothing else. Don't move. Don't think about anything specific. Just watch the numbers count down. That minute will not feel like a minute inside you. It will feel longer. Sometimes much longer. Now try it again with the timer hidden in your pocket. Read a book, do the dishes, have a conversation, set another timer to go off in 60 seconds. That second minute will vanish. You will look up almost surprised the alarm went off at all. Same objective time, same universe, same physics, different world inside your head. Here is what your brain is actually doing. It is not measuring time the way a clock does. It is building a sense of duration out of everything you noticed, how much attention you spent, how much you expected, how strongly you felt, how much of it will later be worth remembering. Attention, expectation, emotion, memory. 4 forces constantly shaping the way a minute feels. When you are waiting, all 4 push in the same direction at once. The watched pot really does take longer to boil, not the water. But that is not the whole story. Because there is another kind of waiting that stretches even more brutally than the watched pot, and it is the kind Maya is doing at her kitchen table. She is not just waiting for time to pass, she is waiting for information that will change her life. When your body is waiting for something that matters, and it does not know when the answer will arrive, it enters a state that will not let itself rest. You stay alert. Your mind keeps pinging on the phone, the door, the sound of tires on gravel, expecting each one to be the signal. Every non-arrival is a small, quiet blow. Every second is scanned. You are, in a way, running a search that cannot end. And a mind running a search that cannot end can make a few minutes feel much longer than the clock says they are. This is why the 4 minutes between sending a risky message and receiving a reply feel longer than a 2-hour movie. The movie has an ending. The wait has none until it does. Maya's phone lights up. Her heart does the thing hearts do. A hard drop, a fast climb. It is a promotional email from a grocery delivery service. She lets out a breath she did not know she was holding, and she watches, in real time, the next minute stretch again. She used to laugh when older people said things like, "Where has the time gone?" Right now, sitting at this table, time is not going anywhere. Time is standing in front of her, looking at her. Here is a strange thing about a second. A second in which you are doing something is not the same size as a second in which you are doing nothing. If you are talking to a friend, cooking dinner, driving with the radio on, walking somewhere new, the seconds are small. They stack up almost weightlessly. You look up, and an hour has passed. If you are sitting still, staring at a phone that has not rung, the seconds are huge. They have edges. They have weight. You feel each one land. The clock does not know the difference, but you do. Every human does. And this is the beginning of a much bigger idea. So hold on to it. Waiting is not lengthening time. Waiting is what time actually feels like when you're paying attention to it. In the early 2000s, one of the largest airports in the United States was drowning in complaints. Not about the food, not about the flights, all about the same specific thing: the wait at baggage claim. They took the problem seriously, pulled the numbers. Their average wait was longer than passengers wanted, but not extreme. Executives made a decision: hire more baggage handlers, speed the whole operation up. They spent money. They added staff. They cut the wait meaningfully. Complaints did not drop. They tried again, added more staff. Wait times fell further. Complaints stayed exactly the same. Someone in that building finally asked a different question. Not how do we shorten the wait, but how do we shorten the waiting? They pulled up a floor plan, and they noticed something. Passengers walked from their arrival gate to the baggage carousel in about a minute. Then they stood at the carousel for the remaining several several minutes, doing nothing, watching a metal ring turn, weighing every second the way Maya is weighing hers right now. Someone proposed something almost embarrassing in its simplicity. Move the arrival gates farther away. Force the passengers to walk longer to reach baggage claim. Several minutes of walking so that when they arrived, the bags were already there. No standing, no watching, no waiting. They did it. They redesigned the flow so passengers walked almost the entire time their bags traveled underneath. Total time from plane to baggage, unchanged. Complaints dropped to near zero. Nothing about the objective weight had changed. What changed was where the weight lived, inside the movement or inside the stillness. The airport hadn't shortened time. It had rearranged it. The reason waiting feels longer than it is not because time is slow, it is because you are being asked to notice time. Movement hides seconds. Stillness reveals them. Distraction files seconds away in a drawer you will never open. Attention holds them up to the light. The airport didn't lie to its passengers. It gave their minds something to do. And the minds did what minds always do when they are busy. They let time slip through their fingers. You have been doing this all your life without knowing. Here's something to sit with. You will never be more present in your life than when you are waiting for something. That sounds like an insult. It is not. When you are engaged in a task, busy, absorbed, moving through your day, you are, in a real sense, absent from time. Time is passing, but you are not in it. You are in the task. The clock is a rumor, but in the wait, at the doctor's office, at the airport gate, at the kitchen table with a phone that will not ring, you are inside time in a way you almost never are. You feel it, you touch it, you count it. Most people spend their lives trying to escape this feeling. They fill every wait with a phone. They pull out headphones at the elevator. They cannot bear the empty seconds because the empty seconds are, secretly, where they are most alive. The wait is not a bug in your day. It is the only part of the day where the day is uncompressed. Think about this, slowly. If a busy hour barely leaves a mark inside you and a waiting hour leaves every single one, then a person who fills every waking moment with distraction will live a shorter life than a person who lets themselves wait, not on a calendar, but inside themselves. You have already lived hundreds of thousands of hours. Ask yourself how many of them you can actually remember. Now ask yourself which one. Many of them will be the ones where you had nothing to do. The summer afternoons of your childhood, the nights you could not sleep, the delayed flights, the waiting rooms, the long car rides through nothing. The mornings before school where the light through the curtains felt like the only real thing in the world. Yes, some of them stayed because they were new, or painful, or loud. But so many of them stayed simply because you were in them. Because nothing else was pulling at your attention hard enough to make you leave. The clock did not slow down for you. You slowed down for the clock. And in the slowing, you got more of your life for the same number of seconds. You started this video thinking that waiting feels longer than it is. That is true. But it is also the wrong way around. Waiting does not lengthen time. Waiting is what time actually feels like when you're paying attention to it. The rest, the busy, the productive, the absorbed, the scrolling, is the compressed version, the trailer, the summary, the abridged edition of your life, which means the phrase you have been using your whole life, kill time, is one of the most honest phrases in the language, because time, unwatched, is not just passing. It is dying. Maya at her kitchen table hears her phone ring. She looks at the screen. She takes a breath. Somewhere in the 60 seconds it takes her to answer, she is more alive than she has been in a week. So the next time you find yourself in a line that will not move, in a room that will not release you, in a wait that will not end, pause before you reach for your phone. Do not fill the seconds. Let them stand up in front of you. Let them look at you. They are the size they are because you are finally home. Every minute you fill is a minute you may never notice passing. Every minute you wait is a minute the universe hands you back. Ask yourself, when the ringing finally comes, did I want that minute to go faster, or did I want more of it?